much better without your jacket and purse.
Merce. It's not a merce, it's a briefcase, sir. Well, listen, Representative. Is it because of my slim figure? No.
I like the black. It's good on you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Everyone thinks that. But, anyway, sir. I was wondering,
Come on. You don't
last time, sir. Last
time? Well, you can't even record me. You don't have to record it with you. Who's your guy?
I'm good.
You're recording my vocalization. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, no, beautiful voice, sir.
I can pick it up.
All right. I mean, anything before we release your video to your constituents, sir?
Look, man, I'm not worried about my video. I'm not worried about anything you guys recorded. I came down here to serve my folks, and I came down here to do the best job I could. You know, when that happens, I got nothing to hide. I don't have a problem with being recorded. The only problem I ever had was A, the aggressive techniques that you guys utilized, and 2, the furtive nature with which you went about your work in the beginning. When you get your guy camera me, that's fine. That's like part of the deal. But it's the secretive stuff that I always thought was below the belt, right?
What secretive stuff?
Well, like A, surreptitiously recording people during the time from December until, when was this? Last month. When you
whatever.
You were. That was troubling in the sense that, look, when we're on the floor of the House or when we're in this building, you can expect that we will talk to you about the issues that are the most important. When we're outside of that, we're civilians at that point, right? You know, if I go to a Burger King and order a second beer instead of just one, my normal course of action, does that make me a bad person? I'm not ashamed of my second beer, but out of context, that can be construed in any number of ways. You know, and that's where I think it's troubling, right? And you can do that with any number of people. So, in any number of situations, I don't think that's healthy for the conversation. You know, look, I'm not going to preach to you. You've made your decisions on what kind of a journalist you want to be, and I understand that. It's a new media. It's a new way of approaching people like me and approaching this dialogue, and you want to show and uncover the hypocrisy of it. But in the end, we're just people who do this because we want to serve and give back to Texas. And that's the genuine reason 98% of us are here. Will some people during the course of this 140-day session do something that they wouldn't want their grandmother to see in church? Of course. But I think you could find that if you went to a Chuck E. Cheese on a Saturday afternoon. You know, and that's why I think it becomes a problem. That's all. And that's why I think you get great resistance from most of us, because if you were to approach me like, say, the guys from NBC or the guys from KXAN and say, Jason, I want to talk to you about some issues. Let's talk about corruption in the House. Let's talk about whether or not it's healthy for a member to date a lobbyist, the questions that you've asked before. If you want to do that on camera, with the camera in my face and a recorder in my face, I'm perfectly willing to do that. That's when you're trying to do it surreptitiously, but I think creates problems, right? Particularly for the purposes that you're going to use it for. You're not going to put that on a newscast. You're going to use it for purposes of opposition research or sell to my opponent when somebody runs against me. And that's great, right? You're a capitalist, but don't try to guise it in the terms of journalism. Once I step into my office, I'm going to ask you to leave, if that's okay.